Hello and welcome to FX and Tutorials. So here I have my project loaded, and today I'm going to show you how to make your projects ready for cross-DAW collaborations. Now, collaborations are one of the most important and best ways to develop yourself as an artist in the music field, and now here I'm going to demonstrate how to do it. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. So every song has these patterns and all the MIDI notes which these synths are going to play. For example, in the supercell pattern I have the serum, which is a VST, and some may call it plugins. It's the same thing, and that is playing some notes over here. If I open this, these are the notes. So this VST is programmed to a preset, you might say. We call it a synth setting. It's programmed to play a certain sound by these parameters. We can save all these parameters like we always do using the save button. But to export all these projects, if we go to File and Save, it will only save the project as an WAV, an MP3, or whatever extension you choose, or it will just save as an FLP in the case of FL Studio. Now that cannot be used in Ableton, Logic, or any other DAW. What you can do is export all the MIDI files one by one, but that will also not be sufficient because that will lack the sounds used by the synths, that is, the programming. So what you can do is export all of this one by one. So first what we're going to do is go to File, Export, Zip Loop Package. Then I'm going to save the whole project as migrate FLP, whatever name you would like to save as in. Click on save, and that will be it. We'll have a save zip in the location that you choose. Now, here in this project, I've only used these two samples. That is a simple kick sample and a snare sample. Chances are, well, most likely that you've chosen like 50 different samples. It can be it. Those 50 will be saved in this zip, regardless of the number, along with the FLP. Now, that is not enough because you still don't have the MIDI notes, and the other person doesn't know what plugins have you used and their parameters. Now, because the person doesn't know what parameters you're working with in your project, in your original project, you're going to select each plugin and save all the presets one by one. So we're using Serum. Now, take a picture of whatever plugin that you're using and save it. What I mean is, the person needs to know that I have named the instance of Serum as supersource. Now to help him, what I'll do is I'll shift left click. That's the shortcut for renaming something on FL Studio, so I'm going to use rename. I just shift left click, supersource Serum. Oops. Perfect. Now this will help the other person to know what he is dealing with, or she. Now in here I'll click on this and I'll just note it down somewhere. I can take a picture. What I'll do is take a print screen, open Paint, press paste. I will do the same for the rest of the plugins. So for this I have used this for the plucky thing, like the arpeggiator. Okay, so it is this one, my bad. So for this I'll use arpeggiator, massive. What else have I used? Okay, so I'll use the supercell, and for the supercell I have used this. And the rest are not really needed, so I'll just sort it here. Alright, and press print screen, open Paint, we'll paste it over there and just crop it out the portion that I'm going to need. The top two are the samples used, and the bottom two, supercells and the arpeggiator, are the plugins used in the project. I'll crop it, File, Save. Now I'll save it in the location named used VSTs. Click on save to save it. Now I'm gonna send this to the other person so that he knows what you're dealing with. Once you have done that, I'll open each named VST and hand it over to the other person, the parameters. We'll save one by one in the same folder. We'll create a new folder, VST parameters, or you can just, for the sake of convenience, say presets. Make a mistake there. There you go. I'll just save it as in the same name, like, which is, let's open it here, it's Supersaw's theorem. So I'll just save it, Supersaw's theorem, in the same exact thing, otherwise the other person may get confused. It might be possible that you have used many different instances. For that, maybe you're using 3 supersaw layers, one by serum, one by massive, and one by, say, silent 1. So what you're going to do is supersaws 1, say massive, or you've used silent, you get the point. But for now it is just 1, so I'll just save exactly how it is. Click on save, and we should have our save preset over there for the other person to use. Okay, now we have done that, we'll use the same thing for the massive. What you can do is, for massive, click on save as. Go to the same folder, presets, look up the name used, it is arpeggiator massive. So we'll use the same name, arpeggiator massive. There you go. We have these things saved. Now the final thing to do is to create the MIDIs. For that, things may vary from DAW to DAW. Like for example, if you're on Ableton, you can export one pattern into direct MIDI files, but on FL Studio, you can bulk select, like bulk migrate your FLP or convert it for MIDI export, and then one click and export the whole project as a whole MIDI. Every single part of it will be saved. Seems like I've forgotten the base layer, which is the sawtooth. That is also a massive instance. So we'll sort of it over there, rename it to massive, open it, save as. Now I have to first replace the list of VSTs used in this picture, right? So we'll take another print screen of it, edit it, do the same procedure, that is this, crop and save. We are done here. We'll repeat the process for this. Go to save as. In the same folder, I'm gonna save the preset in the same name we used over there, that is the sawtooth. And there we have it. Now, once you have done that, the next step would be exporting the MIDI. In other DAWs, like for example Ableton Live, you can select each pattern and export all the notes used for each plugin. In FL Studio, we can do something else that will save us the time. Now, be sure to save this project as something else, because once you have done this, there is no undo, as you can see here. You can go to Tools, Macros, Prepare for MIDI Export, and they will say there is no undo for that. All of the channels are about to turn into MIDI out channels in order to allow output to a MIDI file. No undo. I've already saved it, so I'll just click on OK. Once I've done this, I'll select the whole portion. Now, I'll go to File, Export, MIDI file, MIDI exports. If you're doing one by one on, say, Logic or Ableton, you will have to name one by one, that is, respectively, which means if you're exporting this part, you have to save it as Supersaw's theorem. This part, sawtooth, massive, and you get the idea. Over here, what we'll do is export MIDI file, all MIDI. Click on save, start. Once you've done that, we will check if it is working or not. That is the MIDI file. We'll import it into the project, MIDI, all MIDI, except no. So as you can see here, all the MIDI have been included in the project, including the supersaws, the arpeggiator, sawtooth, etc. etc. Be sure that you are eliminating all the unused or the unneeded notes, otherwise it can create some confusion like this. For example, we just used this part for the drop portion. We didn't use this one. So at the time of saving, make sure that you've deleted these and only included these, and went to Tools, Macros, Prepare for MIDI Export, and repeat the process. Once you have all of that, the other person, say, will open a new project, and then he or she will open this file, check what is needed. So here's the kick, here's the snare. He or she will just go, open the zip, one serum instance and two massive instances. So I'll just go there, open serum, that is one, and two massives. Sometimes I do get lost in my own computer. Okay, once I've done that, I'll open the VST presets folder and then load this in my serum. This helps to notice that this is for serum and these two are for massive. I'll open serum, go to menu, load preset. We'll navigate to this folder and select it here. It is loaded. We'll just rename it as supersaws serum. This arpeggiator massive, and this is a sawtooth, that is another massive. We'll open the arpeggiator, go to File, Open Sound, load the arpeggiator for massive, and the same for the sawtooth. We'll check if the sounds are working or not. They are. Now, time to import the MIDIs. I'll just import the supersaws first. There we have it. Select all of it and put it on the respective VST that is playing it. Let's test it. It is working. And then for the arpeggiator, we'll do the same. Import, accept, select all of the, and then put it over here. Let's test it. It's working. Finally, for the sawtooth. Clearly the bass lines, so let's test. It's working. Now, what's next? Well, we have to arrange each pattern one by one. Now, the person doesn't know where to put where, and also the tempo. So, in order to let him know or her know, what you're going to do before sending all of this to the other person is that take a snapshot of the whole project, clearly showing what you have placed where and what is the tempo. Now I'm going to save this new thing that I have ported into so that I don't lose the progress. Ported FLP. I'm going to open the original sample project and then we'll take a snapshot of the whole project, clearly showing what is where. Now once you have that, we can't do this in one snapshot. Sometimes the project is too big, like this and all. Like there are too many tracks. So in such a case, you have to take multiple pictures of it. You get the point. For me, it is working on one page. So I'll show this tempo and the whole arrangement over here. Now, some things cannot be really ported, like the automation. For that, it is all up to the end user or the person that you're sending to. So good luck. I'll press print screen, go to paint. Do the same thing again. Paste it, go to file, save, in the same location, arrangement and tempo. There you have it. There's one more crucial thing that the other person needs to know, and that is, as I've used all these VSTs, there are some processing going on over there to achieve that sound. For the supersaws, I will see that I have used an EQ, 2 EQs actually, and an alpha 2. Nothing much because it is just a sample project. So in order to let him know what things that you have used, some things cannot really be quoted because they are not universally accepted by all other DAWs. For that, your best friend is to save all the pictures one by one. What I mean is, you open each of these mixer tracks. If the other person is on FLP, you just share the FLP. But if the other person is on another DAW, that is the point of making the whole video, that is this. What you can do is open each mixer channel, open each plugin used for the VST to achieve that sound, take a picture of it and save it. You get the idea. You have to do this one by one. This, there you go. Alpha 2, that is. Once you have done it, take a picture of this so that the other person knows what they are dealing with, and then send it to him or her. Once you've done all the exports, we can send the whole thing to the other person, and he will be able to recreate the project, or at least get close to it, using the tempo, the arrangement, the samples, and the other things to the other person. So, there you have it.